You talk golden to me.
It's my dream to have a golden beard.
Younger but looks older.
I'll even try a squat. Here we go.
Talk golden to me.
The six of clubs.
The golden.
Welcome to another episode of the Talk Golden to Me video podcast show. Your host, Evan Golden, aka Golden TV, as always here at the studios at the Berman Law Group. Thank you for joining us to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about giving back, making a difference. And as a father, a parent, I could not wait to learn about this organization. I heard a lot about them. We got the two representatives from the organization. They are called Parent to Parent Group Incorporated. It's a nonprofit organization. As a father, as a parent, if you're listening, if you're a mother, I think we're all looking to improve ways that we could be better parents, raise the children of our future to be the ultimate, humans they could be. So I want to learn all about their mission, their philosophy, how people could get involved, the difference that they're making. So I'm really excited to bring them both onto the podcast. Viewers, if you are listening, thank you, of course. And if you are watching, here is Cindy Castle and Joe Rice from Parent to Parent Group. Thank you for joining the show today, both of you.
Thank you for having us.
No, of course. So let's get right into it. Can you just tell us a little bit the mission, the philosophy of this nonprofit organization?
Go ahead, Joe.
Well, Parent to Parent Group, Inc., we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our focus is to enrich and support, we provide parental services to parents. We do workshops. We have several different workshops that we do on a monthly basis at the Lake Park Library. Everything ranging from preconception health to toddler time workshops to teens and tweens workshops, which is one of our more popular ones. And we are a peer-to-peer support group. So we meet monthly. The parents come in and we meet them where they're at type of deal. So we use resources that's at our disposal to just basically enrich the parenting experience for our families.
And who started this? Who's the founder? Who's the visionary? And why was there a need for it? What did you notice? There was a void?
Mm-hmm. Well, we're co-founders, okay? We came out of a dialogue group. We participated in a dialogue group. It was a 6-week dialogue group a few years back, and the focus was kindergarten readiness. At the end of this dialogue group, we had to do what we call the action item. We chose to poll the families of the town of Lake Park to see exactly where we stood as far as kindergarten readiness was concerned. We had about 3 parents show up after we did the poll to discuss the results. Unfortunately, we found that we were lacking in some areas. And let me make a disclaimer that, our elementary school there now is an A school. And I would hope that we played some small part in that by engaging with the parents and getting their children ready. So fast forward, once we collected the data, we found that there were some issues with children being ready for kindergarten. That was it. We didn't have to do anything more than that, but we decided, we can't just say the kids aren't ready for kindergarten and not do anything about it. So a few of us decided to keep meeting, and we met on a monthly basis. As we continued to meet, we started to grow to the point to now every meeting we serve anywhere from 15 to 18 parents, which you can imagine how many children that mean are there. So once we started picking up momentum, we were being encouraged to form a 501c3, and after some back and forth and deciding whether or not that was the direction we wanted to go, we decided to do it, and we've been doing it ever since.
That's great. And Cindy, how does it feel now? Is this pretty rewarding for you?
I love what we do because it's focusing on the parents and the children, and they bring up whatever topics are important to them, and we go with that. We're currently, with our Teens and Teens group, we typically do a 3-month series. We did one recently on conflict resolution. So for 3 months, that's what we focused on. We're currently working on diversity and inclusion. So we bring resources in and we have conversations and give information, but also the kids participate as well as the parents. So it's a very meaningful experience to be able to share information, and we learn so much from our parents, and it doesn't feel like work. It feels like we have an extended family because the kids know us by name. They come up with ideas too. They want to. We did it last February, something on anti-bullying, and we asked the kids recently, we're starting to plan for next year, what do you want to do? And that was one big thing. They wanted to bring that one back and expand on it.
Yeah, the bullying thing has been kind of out of control, and then you tie in the social media element to it, and everyone kind of have the ability to do that. So I'm glad that you guys are, implementing some of that, because it's really been detrimental to a lot of kids, at early ages too. Scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also, as part of the anti-bullying that we did last year, and we carried it over, we give homework assignments to the families, not just to the kids or to the parents, but to the families. So we give them activities to take home and come back and give feedback. And one of the activities was, for the anti-bullying, was when there's a new kid at school or somebody that you think is being picked on, how can you make that better for them? And so they started coming up with ideas, and what they landed on was making a little note saying, somebody's thinking about you, keep your head up. They got to word it themselves, and they would tuck it into a textbook or slide it in somebody's desk anonymously. And they really enjoyed that. And I think the kids got a lot out of the experience of being able to sit with somebody new at lunch that they see other kids maybe not being so nice to. So it gave them a real hands-on kind of experience. And you can really tell that it's making a difference in how they view the world.
That's fantastic. What were you going to say on that, Joe?
Oh, just piggybacking on what she said, moving into like what we are discussing now with like diversity, there is a direct relation why we go from like one topic to the other. For example, last month's meeting about diversity, where we did an activity where we had the children line up, and I had these different questions, and it's been done in other places, but when you do it with children and they start to see that everyone comes from a different place, but we put a spin on it. Instead of having them line up in a straight line where at the end one person is sticking out from the rest of the children, we thought that would give the wrong idea. And these kids are together, the parents are together every month, some of them twice a month. So we really didn't want to bring that element of it into it, so we put them in a circle. And as they were going back and forward, they couldn't tell who was ahead or who was back. So the moral of it was, you're all making your own strides to get to the same place in that center. And sometimes it's going to take different steps for different people to get to the same.
Great learning lesson there, too.
To get to the same center point. So I said that to say this. Another thing about our organization that I really think is important for people to know is we don't have an income level, okay? And we don't have a census tract. What I mean by that is there's a lot of organizations out that offer great information or great services, but not everyone can qualify for them. I've had people come up to me and say, I love what you guys are doing, I want to be a part of it, and I'm like, great, I'll see you next month. And they says, oh, I will never qualify, I make too much money. And when I tell them, hey, look, it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you're a parent, you qualify to take part in our workshops and activities.
I think that's important for a lot of our viewers and listeners to know too.
Yes.
That that it is open, and you're not pitching to a certain demographic or level. So
exactly, and because just the response of the people that I've encountered that with, they were like so relieved that, wow, okay, I can finally get the services and things that I'm looking for without someone asking me how much money I make. You know, same thing with demographics or census tract. I mean, if a person is willing to travel from Boca to Lake Park to take part in our workshops or activities, we have people that come from Lake Worth and
Wellington.
Delray. So we don't put a limit, or we don't have a specific target race or area or any type of demographic at all. So I just want to put that out there to make sure everyone knows that we are an open organization, because we believe every family deserves to receive the information that we're giving.
Well, look, you talk about enhancing parenting skills. There's no manual on how to be a perfect parent.
Nope.
That's the beauty of it, is that we have parents from all different races, different cultures. Everybody brings their own, they're their expert on their children, so they bring their own piece. And one parent during one of our groups brought up a challenge that she was having about getting her 2-year-old to sleep at night. And so we put it to the group. And 4 or 5 different parents said, oh, I tried this and this worked. I tried that and this worked. I tried this and it didn't work. So they're sharing the information of things that they've tried. If somebody goes too far left with something, then at least, I mean, I have over 30 years experience in teaching parenting. So I can pull it back in if they're giving something that is just like dangerous, or but for the most part the parents share what's worked for them. And we do have our book that Dr. Melanie Barzetti has given us permission to use. She's also come and done some workshops. She's a local author of a book called Parenting 101, because kids don't come with instructions.
That's right.
And I love her book because it's not a book that you have to sit down and read the whole chapter to get the point. You could be having, she has a chapter on discipline, and it has the behavior, the probable cause, and the solution. And it's that, she has all these gems in there that we use repeatedly to help parents get to that next level.
There's a lot of these like online social media groups that do that, but what this does is puts the physical interaction and brings it together.
It's a whole entirely different.
Yeah, I'm just reading about it, and
Yeah.
you don't hear people's tone. You don't really connect. So I think when you see that from a peer-to-peer standpoint,
Absolutely.
Learning from others is certainly beneficial. Absolutely.
Coming up in December, we do have our Christmas sponsorship. We're looking for sponsors for, I think we have about 8 more spots we're trying to fill, or 8 more families we're trying to match with sponsors. There are 3 ways that you can sponsor. One is to sponsor a family. We will match a sponsor with a family depending on how many children they request. Some people can help a family with 2 children. Some say it doesn't matter how many. The second way is with a gift card, where we will either our staff will choose a family to give the gift card to, or try to match it with other gift cards to sponsor another family. And the third way is cash donations.
Certainly.
Obviously, well, not cash. We don't accept cash, but monetary donations to help. We do not have grants at the present time for several reasons. One is we want to keep our organization as grassroots as possible and as committed to our mission statement as possible. So we're looking for a grant that's right, okay, that's a right fit, that allows us to still continue to be the organization that we are with our mission statement, and we're not turning around saying, wow, we're nothing like what, and this organization is for the parents. So we want to keep our face with them. So
That's great. Well, that's good. So a lot of opportunities. So viewers, parents, to get involved, whether it's from a volunteer perspective, donation, sponsorship, go to parent2parentgroup.com, and that's parent, the number 2, parentgroup.com. So get all your information right there and see the events. And certainly contributions are crucial for all nonprofits. We were talking earlier before we started rolling, and there's so many nonprofit organizations out there, And as a community, we love to give back. We love to make a difference. But it takes, education and bringing awareness that some of these programs exist, because there's so many organizations out there that are really making a true difference. And I like to say touching hearts, changing lives. And here, at the firm, our motto is always committed to the community, and you guys are true representatives of that motto.
Thank you.
So we applaud that. And I know one of our paralegals is excited to be getting involved in your guys' holiday event. So absolutely. So anytime you can make it special during the holiday season is such a difference maker.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason that we started having this holiday sponsoring for the families for Christmas, because many of our families are working. But at the end of the month, there's not a lot left. And to make a holiday special for a family that maybe couldn't do so much on their own, we ask if somebody wants to sponsor a family, that they purchase, we give the kids, the parents give us 2 to 3 wishes per child. And we get their clothing size, their shoe size, and we also ask that they provide a holiday meal that could either be by shopping for the food or by providing the family with a gift card to shop for what foods they prefer. And the difference that's made the past couple years is some of the families have come back to us and said, without you helping us for Christmas, my kids wouldn't have had anything.
Well, that's fantastic.
So we've had some really wonderful sponsors this year. We have, like Joe was saying, we have 8 families left. Each of those families have between 3 and 5 children, and they live in various parts of Palm Beach County. And so there, every little bit helps. So if somebody wants to just make us a donation, and we can put it with other donations if they can't handle doing a whole family. But we've had some sponsors who've taken 2 and 3 families. So there's all different levels to sponsorship for the holidays.
That's great. So certainly it's the time to give back and remember, what is the reason for the season, as they like to say. And I think it's important for a lot of our viewers and listeners to be aware as well that parent-to-parent group is not just something for new parents. We're not talking infants. We're not just talking toddlers, all the way up to teens, which is great. And I think that's sometimes almost the most struggling age for a lot of parents or single parents out there, is kind of those tweens and teenage years. So I think it's really cool that you guys are not only just opening up, like you said earlier, about just different demographics and different backgrounds, but different age groups, because listen, it doesn't ever keep getting easier, right?
Right.
Bigger, older, bigger, what do they say, more problems sometimes they say.
So I want to touch on that for a minute, because the interesting part to this is that, as Joe said, we started out as like a support group for kindergarten readiness. And then we realized that it was growing. So then some of the parents that had children not only that were not yet in kindergarten, but they also had middle school and high school kids, were saying, hey, we need something for the older kids. We need to do something. So that's where this came from. It was from the parents that wanted to come together and focus on that age group. So that's where it came from. It wasn't just like, oh, let's do this. It really came from the request from the parents that participated in the program.
Fantastic. Well,
and as you said, the teens are a different animal.
Yeah.
It's almost as if sometimes we have to be entertainers in a way, like actors, because you have to come at them different than you would a younger child. It's harder to captivate their attention and to gain their trust, most importantly, because I found that until they believe that you have their best interests at heart, you're not going to reach them. So I fight hard, to reach them in a way to make them go, Joe, he really cares about what's going on with me. And that's to me, teens and tweens is the most fun one. So.
As he's saying this, I know exactly what he's talking about. We have a particular family, single mom, 2 teenage boys. She thought we were, hung the moon from the very beginning. But every month she would come with the boys, and they would sit sort of back away from the rest of the kids, their arms folded, their heads down. They didn't want to be there. They had to be there because mom made them come. The next month, It was a little the same, although we tried to engage them a little more intentionally. And then the next month we got a little bit more. And now Joe happened to run into this family out in public, and the boy ran up to him and he's like, "Oh, let me, let me tell you about this." And so it's like, you don't know at what point when you're planting those seeds and you keep watering them that they're actually going to start to sprout and take root. So they're actually excited about coming this month. So that's pretty significant. And again, we've seen a lot of different personalities with the teens and tweens, and we watched them because we've been doing this for 3 years now. So we've sort of watched some of these kids grow a little and mature a little and go from that tweens into the teens and just get to see that transition is pretty cool.
It's got to be pretty rewarding for both of you, the difference that you guys are making in people's lives and, seeing a vision and have it become a reality. And now, having such an impact on families and children. You both got to be just so proud of yourselves and each other.
It's fulfilling.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work because we don't just, pull something out of the air and just show up. Mm-hmm. We also feed them dinner every month. So to make it easier for the parents, because it's from 6 to 7:30 on a school night. So we wanted to make it as easy as possible. We didn't want them to have to worry about trying to get dinner in before they got there, So
I think the biggest argument is what's for dinner? Do you have time to cook? You're driving home, so that's a nice convenience factor.
So, and with our toddler time group, we provide snacks too, and the kids certainly enjoy that as well. And the siblings are welcome to both groups. So in the toddler time group, I've got some teenagers that are there, but I put them to work and make them help. With the teens and tweens, we've got toddlers in there, so we're trying to maneuver around them as well. So it's a very family-oriented process, and we love it.
Great. Well, Cindy Castle, Joe Rice, thank you both for creating a fabulous organization, foundation. We certainly encourage all of our viewers, listeners to contribute, give back, make a difference, support. Certainly like and share all their stuff on social media. They have a Facebook page as well. Everything's linked right back. So if you go to the website, parent2parentgroup.com, we encourage you to support them on social media as well, attend some events. And, of course, financial contributions are so key during this holiday season. You hear firsthand, where the funds go and the difference that they're making. So a tangible type of, response and element towards it as well. So fabulous. We appreciate both of you. Wish you continued success. Keep growing this and expanding it, because this is something that's needed, not just here, in our county here in South Florida. So I'm hoping next time we have you both on in 2020, you'll tell me, we're now on a national level, because I think that's how important these services are. And it's kind of neglected. There's like I said, there's so many organizations out there. And, I had a guest on talking about mental health issues, and a lot of this all kind of starts correlating, when you talk about behavioral issues and childhood development.
Absolutely.
So certainly major difference makers. So we appreciate you both spending some time to get away from the organization. I know you're both very busy this season. So viewers and listeners, we, of course, appreciate your time for always tuning in to another episode of the Talk Golden to Me video podcast show here at the law offices of Berman and Berman. Certainly, like I said earlier, go to parent2parentgroup.com, follow them, hook them up on social media, and certainly get involved. Feels good, make a difference. And these are one of the small organizations that really needs the help. They need the contributions. So find it in your heart. It's certainly rewarding. And till next time, like I said, we'll have you back in 2020 to just see how big and where you girls are going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Likewise. Take care. We're out of here. Bye-bye. Say goodbye to them. Give them a little wave. We're out of here.
Bye.